I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb with this weather impact alert. We are tracking showers and storms that are moving through our area right now. These are prompting severe thunderstorm warnings. We have numerous counties now included in severe thunderstorm warnings. We are also getting a lot of reports in over North Georgia of numerous trees down and power outages in some spots. We've had a lot of reports out of Dalton there in Whitfield County. We're also getting numerous reports now out of Cherokee County of the wind that has caused some issues with trees down, power outages. We are even getting one report out of Cherokee County where some trees fell on a car and there are apparently some injuries there. We're waiting to confirm that and get more information in on that right now. But here you see behind me, this is the system we've been tracking. We told you about this at 4 o'clock, also at 6 o'clock on 11 Alive News. We had our newscast at 4 here on 11 Alive, 11 Alive Plus, and on all of our streaming apps. And we are doing this live update online as well as 11 Alive Plus and on our streaming apps here so that we can take our time, show you what's happening. If you are still wanting to watch the Olympics, you are able to do that, but then maybe keep an eye on the weather either on your laptop or on your phone with all of those streaming apps that we're doing these on. You can see these storms right now coming into the North Metro counties, and this is bearing down on the city of Atlanta. That'll be here soon with heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. So what I want to do right now is I want to take you into these severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect right now. You can see that line as it came through North Georgia. I will take you over first to this one. This is for parts of Dawson County, Hall County, Lumpkin County, and White County. That's going to be in effect until 8:30. It is this yellow polygon you see right here that extends over into Banks. Not even all of the counties will fit here in our box, but you can see it goes over into Banks County, much of Hall County, over into southern Lumpkin County, into these areas of Dawson County, parts of Forsyth County. This is where we have these storms that are rolling in with very heavy rain. Not as much lightning with that right now as we had a little bit earlier, but the main threats with that, that is a look at what we're watching with that very heavy rain and also the thunder and lightning. Now I'll take you over to this one. This is the one that's bearing down on the city of Atlanta. And another situation here where there are many more counties than what you just see listed here. Cherokee, Cobb, DeKalb, and Fulton. That's going to be in effect until 8:30. We're watching this area of rain coming in. This does have a history of producing some damage up in Cherokee County a little bit earlier. And that's where we had the reports of a couple of injuries that we're waiting to confirm there. That part is about to move into North Fulton County, also into these southern areas of Cherokee County. So let me show you the other counties that are in this warning until 8:30. We have this part of Forsyth County, North Fulton County, over into Gwinnett County, North DeKalb, there's Central and North Fulton, Southern Cherokee, Cobb County, Paulding, and the southern parts of Bartow County there, just to the south of Cartersville, as that line, excuse me, has been moving through. Very heavy rain. And again, the lightning count is not as impressive. We're seeing the lightning count coming down with this particular line. We are hoping that that shows signs that it is weakening somewhat. Here is another severe thunderstorm warning. This one up over Rome right now. Parts of Floyd County getting in on this heavy rain. That is a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be in effect really just for the next few minutes. It'll expire at 8:15. Now, when I put this into motion, I want to show you something else. I'm going to get to that one in Douglasville and Haralson County, Paulding County, and Carroll County in just a moment. But when I put this into motion, here, I'll use this one right here. You can see here, let me do this one right here, sorry. You can see as we put this into motion, we're watching this line of storms coming down, and the lightning count not as impressive now as it was earlier, so it may be weakening just a little bit, but the outflow from some of these storms now, it is what is making that cell pop up. That's out I-20 over toward Villa Rica. So I want to take you back to that so you can see that storm here. Let me scroll down and you'll be able to see that is prompting a severe thunderstorm warning for Carroll, Douglas, and Paulding County. So it's this little part of Carroll County. You've got this part of Douglas County. as well as the southern parts of Paulding County. Right here is that area of rain and storms, and that one is now strong. So that really developed up ahead of that main line. I want to show you the lightning count just with that one cell right now is at 84 lightning strikes in just the past 15 minutes. So that's a lot of rain, a lot of lightning there with that cell as it continues to move on through. Here's a look now at these storms again in motion. This is for the past 2 hours as the storms were coming in from Tennessee earlier, moving through North Georgia. And again, you see a lot of red and yellows here and a lot of lightning in North Georgia where we're getting reports of the damage. But I want you to watch as this moves in to near Gainesville, to near Roswell, over toward Rockmart. Still strong, but we're seeing that line break up just a little bit. And that is a good sign there that maybe it's showing that, again, there's not as much lightning. We're seeing a lot of the red colors disappear somewhat. Still, we have heavy rain and strong winds with it, but it's just not as widespread as it was a little bit earlier. But what we have to watch then is situations like this, where in the outflow we get some other storms developing, and then we're also watching down here near Covington and along I-20 a couple of individual cells that are firing up. We call those discrete cells that often will fire up ahead of that main line as it's weakening, and we're beginning to see some of that happening here down to the south. There's that one out I-20 here near Covington, another one in Henry County, and then this is the one that did prompt that latest severe thunderstorm warning at along I-20 on the west side, where we have that warning there for parts of Carroll County, also into areas of Douglas County and Paulding County. So we'll keep a close eye on that one as it pushes down to the south. Let me just, for my purposes here, I want to take a look at velocity with that individual storm there. So maybe a little bit of broad rotation there. Nothing that looks too crazy right now. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Chattooga and Floyd County expired, or it's going to expire at 8:15. Let me go back and look at this warning for Carroll and Douglas. So a lot of times they will put "TOR possible" as a tag in these warnings, but again, there's nothing really outstanding with that to really be overly concerned about right now, but just something I'm going to keep an eye on. So this is what we're watching with these storms continuing to move through our area right now with heavy rain. Again, I'm liking what I'm seeing here with those storms that were so strong in North Georgia. And I just want you to notice how that red and orange really just starts to break up. Still, again, producing severe weather there along the 985 corridor into parts of Hall County, also over to Banks County. And then this on the north side, still strong, but then this one firing up there over to the west. So as they come through Atlanta, I don't think they'll be as strong as they were in North Georgia or as widespread, but just along this line, we still are dealing with some of those storms here as they're rolling on through. Here is a new, what the Weather Service is calling a special statement. As that line is moving through Madison, Georgia, Banks County, Hall County, Jackson, Barrow, and Gwinnett. This part of the system now, right over here, it is not as strong. So instead of issuing a severe thunderstorm warning, they are issuing a special weather statement for those counties. Still winds could be 40 to 50 miles an hour, but just right below severe limit. So that's also a good sign that maybe we're seeing those storms break up just a little bit more. But over on the west side, we have new storms that are developing there. I want to show you the time of arrival box. Let me go back here and get the speed on that storm in, let's see here. It's moving southeast at 15 miles an hour. Okay, let me get in here. And as that storm is about to cross I-20, let's do a time of arrival on that. That's going to be pushing down toward the south at, I was saying, 15 miles an hour. We go into Fouts Mill at about 8:17, Rico at 8:20, and then into Chattahoochee Hills. If that holds together, it would be there around 8:22. with that area of rain that continues to push on through those areas on the west side. Again, a lot of thunder and lightning with that. Let me get another while we're here, another lightning count on it. It was pretty impressive lightning count just a few moments ago, but even that looks like it may have come down a little bit. We've got 77. Still, it was in the 80s earlier, still about 77 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. So that's still a good amount of lightning that's coming through with that line developing, or that cluster developing ahead of that line. So this is, even though we're seeing this line still producing severe storms, just not as impressive as it was, we have these storms developing ahead of it. And like this one over near Covington, starting to get some lightning with that. And also down into parts of Henry County too. I want to show you some of our tower cams that we have right now. You can see this one over there. Excuse me, that is our tower cam at the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, and we'll put that up here full screen so you can see that here behind me. And of course, I'm going to kind of stand in front of that a little bit as I want to walk you through some of the cameras that we're watching right now. Here is our camera at Truist Park. I'm seeing some alerts here. Okay, there is Truist Park, all right, as we are looking toward the west. The camera is shaking somewhat now as the winds are starting to kick up now as this area of rain is approaching near Truist Park right now. Here is our camera in Blue Ridge, where you can see here things are a little calmer now. We had a lot of heavy rain in Blue Ridge earlier. Here is a view of our Decatur tower cam. It's about to show up right here. And what we're looking at here is we're looking toward more to the west here. And you can see over to the west right here, those darker clouds that are coming in. This is going to be moving across Atlanta this way if those storms still hold together, pushing in. And speaking of Atlanta, here's our tower cam at Georgia Tech. I have moved it to look toward the north instead of looking down on the downtown and midtown area. Well, this is looking toward midtown and toward the north side. So these storms will be pushing into this direction, coming up in just a little bit as well. Let's see here. Let me show you also the north side hospital tower cam. This is also looking toward the north. And the camera's starting to shake there a little bit more. And you can see those darker clouds coming in as we're watching the wind that is kicking up now ahead of this line as it continues to move in. So that's a look at some of the tower cams we have now in our area. Let's go back to radar just to see if anything new has come in right now. We're going to see a couple of these warnings expire. Let me get an update on this one right here. The one up near Gainesville is supposed to expire at 8:30. The one over near Rome is going to expire at 8:15. And then we'll still hold on to these other ones here where we have that warning that covers multiple counties here right through the metro area. That is still going to be in effect right here for North Fulton, Cobb, DeKalb, Gwinnett, and other counties there surrounding that. That's going to be in effect also until 8:30. And then also keeping a close eye on this one for parts of Carroll, Douglas, and Paulding County. That is going to be in effect until 8:45. As those storms there are really strong with a lot of lightning just out I-20 just a little while ago. Let me make sure we're not getting anything new here from the National Weather Service. So still just that special weather statement. And then one other thing I want to check here really quick, where we are getting some damage reports coming in from Whitfield County, Cherokee County. But again, we're hoping that that area of rain that's about to move in to the city of Atlanta is going to be weakening somewhat as it continues to push in. But we just have to keep a really close eye on that. That is just out to the west of us right now. I'm going to put this into motion for you. And again, this kind of shows you that illustration of all the red and yellows that we had up in North Georgia, where we are getting more of those reports of some of the damage there, how that line, still strong, but just not as strong as it was, almost breaking up a little bit. And that's why when this area of thunderstorm warning expires over to the north and east of us in Hall County, downline from it, going into Barrow County, into those areas there of Jackson County, South Gwinnett. As of right now, the National Weather Service is issuing special weather statements with that instead of what the severe thunderstorm warning. So that's kind of giving us an indication that they are weakening somewhat. But this storm there is not weakening at all. That's really firing up a little bit more, and it could be fed by an outflow boundary in association with those storms weakening somewhat. A lot of times when the storms weaken, you have some colder air rushing down. Now, when that's in a really small confined area, that would be called a microburst or a downburst. Sometimes downburst winds come along with that. But that rain-cooled air just kind of swooshes down as some of those storms weaken somewhat. And then that almost acts like a mini cold front. And you see other storms develop ahead of that. Let's go back to live mode here. I want to take you down to these areas where you see this very heavy rain. And let me do another lightning count just out of this cell right there. Earlier we were showing 70 to 80. Now it's up to 90. So there's more lightning with that right now. So the heaviest part of that storm right now is along I-20 and just north of I-20 right here. So here's Douglasville. There's the perimeter right over here, 285 over toward Atlanta, going out past Six Flags, through Douglasville. Really, once you get past Douglasville and move into the western parts of Douglas County, over near Villa Rica, toward Temple, and then south of Dallas there, once you move up into Paulding County, this part of this storm is really strong right now. That has gusty winds with it, heavy rain and lightning too. Here is a look again at the velocity mode. And again, there are just some converging winds right there, but it's very broad. Nothing looking really too crazy right now that we will be overly concerned about with that line still pushing down toward the south. But plenty of lightning, very strong storm there with that severe thunderstorm warning that's going to remain in effect here. I believe that one, let me look at it again. That one was going to be in effect until 8:45. Yes, that's what I was going to say there, 8:45 with that storm. But I like what I'm seeing with this line, again, coming in closer to the Atlanta area. Still some spots that have strong storms with it, severe weather, but it is showing signs of weakening there just a little bit as it pushes closer to us. So that's what we're going to continue to watch over the next. Did I show y'all the Noonan Tower Cam? Let's go back and take you to the Noonan Tower Cam right now, because I have it pointing to the north as well. What you're going to see here coming up first is the tower cam there at Northside Hospital. Starting to see a couple of raindrops on the lens, and you can see that shield of rain, the wind blowing. That rain is coming down there now. I want to show you Coweta County. This is our tower cam in Noonan. We're looking toward the north here. You can see those clouds there, the darker clouds coming in from the north. And pretty soon we're going to see that rain that's going to be pushing into Noonan if it makes it there into that direction. I'm going to take you back, though, to that tower cam. Okay, we just lost our lights here. Okay, generators kicking in. We're going to see everything come back up. I hope that I'm still broadcasting here online, but that often happens when we get some power surges or any storms in our area. So I just hope that I'm still going out. Y'all let me know if we can confirm that I'm still going out to all of our OTT stuff right now. But at least I can see myself. You can hear us. The lights went down, but then the generator kicked in. So things should be better. Okay, I'm just told we're good. So I'm hoping you guys can still hear us now. We're still fine here. I want to take you back to that tower cam at Northside Hospital, because we're going to see that, and I'll leave it here on the bottom of the screen as well. That's about to show up right there. As we see the conditions there are going to be changing as we see that rain continuing to move closer to us. You know what? It may not be moving there. Okay, so this is resetting now, our tower cam. So let me go back to radar, and I'll go back to those tower cams here in just a moment. But we have a weather impact alert in effect for our area through about 11 o'clock tonight. And that pretty much coincides with the same timeline of that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect. We're watching storms moving through. Some of those could turn severe, as well as the main threats with those storms being wind and rain pushing through our area. Here is another look at the radar. So you can see here what we're watching. And as you look at those storms as they are approaching, getting closer to the city, I also want to show you this severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. It's pretty much roughly along and north of I-20. All right, that's just the best way to kind of summarize everybody that's involved with that. All these counties that you see in orange, that's where we have this severe thunderstorm watch. It is in effect until 11 o'clock tonight, and we have been seeing severe storms that have been moving through. Let me check and see if I'm getting in some new I don't have any new damage reports coming in quite yet, but we're keeping an eye on damage. We're starting to get a few more of those out of these areas of Cherokee County. Let's go back here. Special weather statement now for Clayton, Cobb, DeKalb, Douglas, Gwinnett, Henry, Newton, North Fulton, Paulding, Rockdale, South Fulton, and also into Walton County. Again, as I've been mentioning, those storms showing signs of weakening somewhat, still some strong in some areas, still getting winds 40 to 50 miles an hour and maybe even some small hail. Let's go back to the radar image so you can see this. So this is good signs though, is that instead of issuing new severe thunderstorm warnings, the National Weather Service is issuing special weather statements out of this. But again, the one that we really need to keep an eye on is this one here, coming out of Paulding County, moving down into Douglas County there along I-20, the northern parts of Carroll County as well. These storms are not as strong as they were. We're holding on to those severe thunderstorm warnings until they expire, but now the Weather Service, instead of issuing new severe thunderstorm warnings, they are issuing special weather statements because winds may be just below severe status. With those winds that are at 40 to 50 miles an hour, it would have to be 57 miles an hour or greater in order for us to have another severe thunderstorm warning. So again, it's looking a little more disorganized as it moves in. So not as many severe thunderstorm warnings being issued right now. But the one that, again, we still need to keep a close eye on is this one that has so much lightning with it right there along I-20 at the convergence of Carroll County, Paulding County, and Douglas County, right there on the county lines there with those storms with that very heavy rain and thunder and lightning. Let's put this back into motion. And this is what we're watching with that line moving in. You can almost see, let me widen out so you can see this whole part. Again, coming in from North Georgia, look at all from Tennessee and North Carolina. We had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings for that. We have a lot of reports of trees down up in Whitfield County. As that line came in, what I want you to see right there, as that red and yellow and orange, it's not quite as widespread as it was a little bit earlier. So that is showing that it's weakening. We're not seeing as much lightning as we did. But then as that's weakening, look what happened, all right? With this storm here, as these storms were coming down, falling apart, it made these develop. And we're starting to see from that outflow right now on the south side, more of these storms ahead of that line developing. So as I mentioned, as these weaken, colder air kind of rushes down toward the ground, almost causes another outflow boundary, what we call that, almost like a mini cold front coming out from that. And as we see that, so there's the line, see the line's way up here, but now we're seeing these storms developing pretty much from an outflow, most likely there on the south side, with these storms starting to ramp up in South Fulton County, there in parts of DeKalb along I-20. And of course, this one that we've been telling you about, and this one is actually growing more into Douglas County. That's all going to move into South Fulton in just a little bit. So I really think that part of the storm over on the west side along I-20 is almost going to be our new generation of severe thunderstorm warnings that are going to be coming out there over on the west side. And then we'll watch and see, and just to the south of Atlanta, and then we'll watch and see if they weaken a little bit more too. While we're talking about that area, let's look really quick here at the airport. And all right, so you can see here some of those rain shafts from the distance as we're looking past the tower. That looks maybe a little bit out of focus, I think, but that's not, we can't control that. But you can see those clouds there from the distance as we're watching those showers that are going to be moving through here, or moving through the airport, and just a little bit there on the south side. We do not, let me see if we have any delays. We don't have any delays, even though it's not raining at Hartsfield-Jackson right now. Sometimes we do get delays because of showers and storms nearby, especially the particularly strong ones. But as of right now, we don't have any reports of any delays coming in at Hartsfield-Jackson right now. So here again is a look at that area of rain that we're watching. I'll put this into motion. And these weakening somewhat on the north side and north and east of the city of what you're seeing right up here in this area here. But these now to the west of us, over toward Dallas, over toward Dallas, Georgia, over toward Douglas County, over toward Villa Rica, those are starting to fire up more right now and actually expand, and that's about to dive down into parts of South Fulton. So I'm really expecting that we are most likely going to see another warning developing here, severe thunderstorm warning potentially there in South Fulton County, for the rest of Douglas County, maybe over into parts of Fayette and Clayton County, maybe into South DeKalb. Again, we'll wait to see how that storm system really starts to develop there too. Let's see if I want to try to, let's see if I can put this into live mode. We have an upgrade on our computer, and I have not tried this since we've had this upgrade, but I just kind of want to see if I can slice this here. The storm. Okay, it's not going down to that right now. Let me get in a little bit tighter and see if I can slice the storm here. Yeah, okay, it's not doing it for me. So just wanted to check that with the computer upgrade, that service kind of went away. We'll get that fixed though. But that would give us an idea of how tall those storms are. And again, we're getting some reports of hail possible in some of these. In fact, while I'm talking about that, let me just go down and look at our hail product. And what I'm seeing here right now, see that gray color over at Douglasville? That is just really indicating the potential for some very small hail, about 0.3 of an inch in diameter. That would be almost like pea-size hail coming in, but nothing particularly huge with that. But it's just a lot of lightning here with that storm rolling in. And while I'm here, let's check on the lightning count. Remember earlier, out of that cell, I'll do this whole area right here, we were having about 80 plus lightning strikes. Now it's 107 lightning strikes. So the lightning's getting a little more intense there, as well as expanding. That heavy rain is expanding a little bit more as those storms continue to push on through. Let's see here. Let's put this back into motion here. And we can kind of watch that cell, those cells as they move down to the south. So we're about to see a couple of these warnings expire, especially that one up over toward Hall County, unless they've allowed it to expire early. Also over into Jasper and Newton County, we have a special weather statement with this cell that's developing, just showing, again, that's got about some 40 to 50 mile an hour winds with it too. Again, that's kind of ahead of that main line. As this line is collapsing and weakening, we're seeing some other storms that are developing there up ahead of it. And so we're seeing a couple of weather special weather statements there too. But we should be seeing this warning up into Hall County. That is going to be expiring as scheduled at 8:30. And then also we're watching this warning. That is the one that's over the city of Atlanta. That is expiring also most likely at 8:30. So it may be that in just a couple of minutes here is 8:28, and maybe in a minute and a half, we will see both of those warnings expire. And then so far the Weather Service has been issuing over to the north and east side. As this part is weakening, they haven't been issuing any new severe thunderstorm warnings, but as what I'm thinking right here, this is the new generation of thunderstorm warnings that most likely are going to be issued here very soon out into Douglas County, moving into South Fulton. So we'll hold on here a little bit longer to see if that warning does get expanded down to the south side as those storms continue to roll on through. And we're getting good news that they're shaving off some counties of the severe thunderstorm watch. Let me show you that right now. So earlier it was covering pretty much everything in North Georgia, but now the Weather Service is taking out some of those counties in far North Georgia. So like up into Pickens County, Gordon County, no longer in that watch, Chattooga County, no longer in it, Dade, Walker, all of these counties up in far North Georgia, including Fannin and Gilmer County, you're no longer included in that severe thunderstorm watch right now. So they're shaving some counties off of that watch, which is also a good sign. You know, the main part of that rain and the storms have already moved through. While I have you here, all right, let's go back. I just got to 8:30. I want to go back and we'll see there. Okay, so those warnings that we had covering a big part of Metro Atlanta and up to the north and east, they did expire at 8:30 as expected. And now the Weather Service is issuing special weather statements there over on the east side. But we still have this one here, severe thunderstorm warning. Let me kind of get this down here so you guys can see it. Severe thunderstorm warning for Carroll, Douglas, and Paulding until 8:45. That right now is the strongest storm that we have. That extends over just to the west side of the perimeter. So really, this was a small cluster, all confined a few moments ago in that yellow polygon. It was just right there, but now it is expanding out a little bit with that heavy rain covering a big part of Douglas County, moving into central Fulton. We have more storms developing in South Fulton. So I really expect that we may have another severe thunderstorm warning issued out of this now that it's expanding. So I'm just kind of leave this here and wait to see if that warning or if any new warnings will be issued here. Meantime, look at this camera right there. Again, looking over to our tower cam there at Northside Hospital, looking north and west. And you can see there to the west, the sun trying to set over on the side as we're also tracking some of that rain that is moving through. But again, it is breaking up a good bit as it continues to move on through too. I'm getting a new report from Hall County Emergency Management. 20 trees down across the county, with most of those involving power lines. 2 residents on Morningside Drive with trees on them. 13,000 customers in Hall County are without power. So that is up in Hall County. Some trees down on some homes there. All right, there we go. There is that new severe thunderstorm warning. As I was expecting, I was thinking they were going to do this, and they just did. Clayton, Douglas, Fayette, and Fulton now included in this new severe thunderstorm warning. Now, I need to find out why that's not on the air. Hold on a second here. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all hang with me for just a second. Okay. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Douglas County, South Fulton. So it's for this part of Douglas, moving into central and South Fulton County, including far northern parts of Fayette County there and northern parts of Clayton County. That's as this storm is moving in, pushing down toward the south and east. I want to look again, I want to read the text of what they're saying for that warning. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and the potential for some quarter-size hail. Even though our hail tracker isn't really detecting large hail with it, the Weather Service is saying it's possible. You can still see some hail with that as it pushes down toward the south. In fact, let me look at that really quick here. The hail product, it is right here. So we're just seeing smaller hail right there. That gray color you see right here in Douglasville is some pea-size hail. But again, we'll keep an eye on that to see if those storms start developing any more hail. But it doesn't look particularly large based on our radar images that we're getting in here. So that's going to be moving in. Let's go back to the airport, because if that holds together, that's going to be pretty much skirting over the airport here in just a minute. And that, I would think, would cause some delays there. So you can see the wind blowing right now at Hartsfield-Jackson. Still not getting any delays reported by the FAA, but the clouds getting a little darker, the wind blowing, the camera shaking a little bit more. And I'm really thinking in the next few minutes, we're going to see some wet runways and taxiways that are moving through that area right now. Here we go back. Let's reset a little bit. So you can see what we're watching as storms have been rolling through North Georgia. They are showing signs of some weakening to the north and east of us. So this part of the system, not as strong as it was a little bit earlier. Still some pockets of heavy rain and thunder and lightning, but just not as much of the strong wind, damaging wind that we had earlier. It is this part right here coming out of Paulding County, Carroll County, Douglas County, that cluster there, still very strong with heavy rain, a lot of lightning. We have some strong wind gusts with that. That's now drifting into parts of South Fulton, over into northern parts of Fayette and northern Clayton County, parts of central and South Fulton there as that cell is moving in. You know what? I want to look at rainfall with that because that really hasn't been moving that much coming out of Paulding. So here's a look at, you can see some of the rainfall accumulations with this. That purple color right there in South Paulding, about 2.5 inches of rain has fallen there just in a short period of time. A little over an inch just north of I-20, just south of I-20, also a little over an inch. So pretty much everything you see in the blue is around 1 to 2 inches of rain. But the greens that you're seeing here, lighter amounts, but that's going to be changing as these storms continue to move on through. And again, watching this, I want to put this into motion for you. So you can see those storms, the ones weakening on the north side over to the north and east of us, but then these that we're watching on the west side are actually growing a little bit more and continuing to push down toward the south with heavy rain and also some thunder and lightning with those storms rolling through there as well. We do hope that this will weaken a little bit more. We're keeping an eye on these storms that are kind of firing up. As these storms weaken, we get this developing, these discrete cells developing south of I-20 with thunder and lightning. Those may grow and possibly even connect with all of these over to the west. That's what happens a lot of times with outflow boundaries when you see those cells, developing ahead of a line that is weakening somewhat. And we're starting to see more lightning with that into parts of Jasper County there, just to the west of the Eatonton area, with some storms that are pushing through there. And let me show you the tower cam that we have out of Henry County. Let's go back to our tower cams. This, again, is our tower cam there on the north side at Northside Hospital, looking up 285, as well as there at Georgia 400. You see the King and Queen building there. Here's a look. This is Atlanta Motor Speedway in Henry County. That's about to show up right here. And looking toward the west. Wow, look at that. This is actually looking toward the north and west. And you can see the light there in the sky from the sun that's going to be going down in just a little bit. But here you can see, I'll scoot over on this way, some of the rain shafts there with that heavier rain that's going to be approaching, moving into Hall County. That's what's in association with, not Hall County, Henry County, with those storms there that are to the north and west that are causing the rain there to the west of us. South and west of the city of Atlanta, but to the west of Henry County. So here's a look at that moving through. Again, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings coming out of Douglas County, one of them expiring at 8:45. This one will expire at 8:45. This one expires after 9 o'clock, moving very slowly through Douglas County and into parts of South Fulton County, and then keeping an eye on those other cells that are starting to fire up ahead of that. So as far as talking to our control room here, I think I'm going to go ahead and wind down now since there are only 2 warnings. I'm going to keep an eye on these as we go off here of our coverage. I believe they may be keeping the radar image up after I stop talking, but I wanted to do these as they were bearing down on the city where we had multiple counties and multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. We're now down to 2 over to the south and west of us. Even though I'm signing off here, I'm going to keep an eye on those storms. I'll come back on if necessary, and of course, we'll see about that crawl getting back up on the air too. What I now want to tell you about is we've been talking about this weather impact alert in effect for storms tonight, but we're going to have another weather impact alert in effect for tomorrow, also into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, not because of storms, but because of heat. There's a heat advisory in effect for tomorrow until 8 o'clock. Does not include Atlanta, I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they do kind of update this tomorrow and maybe move this up closer to Atlanta. But it does include areas to the south down into Troup County, Meriwether County, Pike County, Lamar County, Butts County, also into Spalding County, Henry County, Rockdale County, over into Newton County, Jasper, Putnam County included in that, Morgan County over toward Athens, also into Barrow County, Jackson County up toward the north. All of those areas right now under a heat advisory for tomorrow. So we have another weather impact alert for tomorrow, as well as on Thursday and on Friday, as we're going to see the heat index levels that are most likely going to be above 100 degrees. So we'll go ahead and sign off now. I'm going to keep an eye on all these storms and all the heat coming in for the next few days, and we'll keep you posted throughout the evening, and we'll have team coverage for you. We've got reporters out looking at some of this damage. We'll have team coverage for you tonight at 11 or 11:30 after the Olympics on 11 Alive.